Now to the latest developments in the Gilgo Beach murders involving prime suspect Rex Heuermann. Investigators say newly discovered pictures of him from 2006 place him at the gun club close to where two dismembered bodies were found. This is a remote part of Suffolk County, New York. Well, now a shooting instructor is also coming forward saying that Heuermann was a gun enthusiast who regularly competed at that club. And that is not the only new development this week. An attorney connected to victims in the case coming forward with many claims, including that Heuermann's family may have some involvement. This is despite police saying repeatedly that Heuermann's family was out of state. Helping us sort out this new evidence, former FBI special agent and NewsNation Law and Justice contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer, thanks for joining us on this.
Thanks for having me, Natasha.
Let's talk about these 2006 photos. How important are they of Heuermann placing him at this gun club? What does this hope to establish?
You know, they're very important, Natasha, and this is why when you have a case that is this old, you have to build a historic evidence. You have to build up that evidence to lead you to the suspect. In this case, they have the DNA on Miss Taylor, but putting him at or near the crime scene, putting him in a situation where he was indeed familiar with this very remote area is crucial in terms of placing him near the scene of where those bodies were dumped.
With the addition of these photos on top of the other evidence you've seen so far, what is going to be the biggest obstacle for Heuermann's defense at this point?
Definitely the DNA. You know, Rex Heuermann's hair was found on Taylor and Castilla, the most recent victims. And that's going to be a huge obstacle to overcome because he had no reason to have any intersection with them. And so I think that that is going to be the nail in the coffin for Rex Heuermann.
I want to ask you about some of these new claims from some of the family's attorney this week. You know, Heuermann's family has continued to maintain their innocence. Police have said that records show they were out of state at the time of the murders. Is there a possibility that Heuermann's family could somehow be implicated, as this one attorney is suggesting this week?
Well, I think with the evidence that is known to date, no. I mean, I've reviewed those receipts and so forth, and it appears that the family was indeed gone. I think we also have to keep in mind the age of his daughter at that time. In fact, wouldn't have even been born, I believe, and just been very young during some of the murders that have occurred. So I think at this point, it's unfair to point the finger at Asa Ellerup and Rex Heuermann's daughter. And law enforcement has certainly, at this point anyway, cleared them.
Authorities have said that they're continuing the investigation right now, that they could potentially be bringing more charges. Do you think this will impact the timing of the actual trial, or are they ready to move forward with these victims?
Well, they'll move forward with these victims, but certainly as you have what they call superseding indictments, which add more evidence and more people, it will end up putting off these dates as more and more evidence comes forward. So I think, honestly, Natasha, unfortunately, we are at the tip of the iceberg in terms of victims.
From what you're looking at so far, how many other potential victims do you think are out there?
Well, we have a lot of unsolved crimes, and now we've established a brand new timeline in terms of when it appears that Rex Heuermann started to murder. And we've also expanded the area clear down to Suffolk County. So when you think about this, it means that really they need to look at every place Rex Heuermann was in this vast time frame now and compare that with victims that have been found that either have or have not been identified and see if they can make the connection.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.